Welcome to Kolorflow Conversations, where we speak boldly, connect colorfully, and see I done messed up again.
She is you, Keisha,
And I, and you
and I am Takesha.
see,
And welcome to our girl chat.
that's because we was already chatting.
Yeah,
And
you
sometimes
are
depending
riled
on,
up.
yes, I was already riled up because people get on my nerves.
That's how it be. Depending on the conversation is how the
How to
intro
start go.
goes.
But you know what? That's a good example of how you could be riled up and you just completely like be fumbling on
Things
something
that you do all the time.
all the time. All the time. And it don't even be like a whole big deal.
Right.
Because it ain't what I was mad about ain't really a big deal.
And
I ain't really mad. It was just
yeah. We was just talking to you. It's just like I said, I'm riled up, not in a bad way, but we was hyped. Sometimes we be hyped. And I don't know it, so I couldn't even say it. I sit next to you and
wait
I
a minute. Wait.
listen to it every
How you
week.
don't know
And
it and you created it?
yeah, I have no idea what it is.
You know what? That is the funny thing is a lot of the creative stuff with us and our podcast, Takesha is the mastermind behind that. So if y'all follow us on social media, like the verbiage and pictures, she's the writer. Me, I'm the talker.
Yes. Yes.
She could say, so the slogan, if that's what it's called, she randomly came up with that one day, and I was like, but in the beginning, I had a hard time remembering it. So my point of saying that was know your own strengths.
Yes.
Don't try and do something. I mean, not saying you shouldn't try to do anything new. However,
but when you recognize it, it's like it's okay to balance the scales.
As our topic was last week, we balance the scales. I don't have any issue with her telling me I think you should start saying, because you'll never come to me like you need to do. Well, you might, but it still don't be like a bossy thing.
I might, just because it just might be who I am, but it's not like I'm like, you need to. It just might be like, oh, I think we need to.
Yeah,
like, say
I
this.
think when you came up with it, and it was like I maybe after we had been doing it for 2 years, because we only been doing that probably about a year, and you was like, I think what do you think, or maybe I think we should start doing this in the beginning, which I knew she wasn't going to say it. It's going to have to be me.
Yes. Yes.
It's going to have to be me. But again, it's like balancing the scales of knowing your strengths. And a lot of times.
And I felt like Welcome to the Girl Chat was like great for anybody who's just really joining in. So they'll just know, like, this is literally what we're doing, because we don't know what we're going to talk about.
Yeah, we don't. It just kind of flow. And obviously, people probably think every week, like, we probably plan still. If you just now tuning in and learning about us, we don't plan no topic. It just
we just sit here, get together, and see what happened.
And see, we let the spirit lead us.
Yes, yes, I like that. We let the spirit led.
It's very spirit led, because every week, like we talked about last week with balancing the scales, we just go with we walk away with something that we learn, that we a takeaway. And so my takeaway this week is, when you are in the middle of trying to do something and you following from something else that may have frustrated you or whatever, sometimes it's probably good. I probably should have taken a longer break to gather myself so I wouldn't fumble. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I think, yes. So this is a good example. That's when it'd be like, you know what? You need to center yourself, get grounded, and start back.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's something that needs to be done a lot of times with us, but we just keep it moving and feed off of that old fumbling energy and keep going. So yeah, that just that's my takeaway, that I need to, even because I don't feel like I get frustrated very often. Do you think I do?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think I get frustrated very often, even when it's things going kind of not the right way. I'll probably be a little frustrated for a minute. Then it's like on to the next. I don't too much stay in it. So I think that now that with my lesson of me learning that when I do get frustrated, I need to take a minute to just gather myself and start over. That's cute. Where you get that plant from?
Oh, those are my it's a bamboo plant that she sees. They're party favors. That is my gift for the sister circle. Everyone
Oh,
is getting a bamboo stick,
really?
bamboo plant. Yeah.
Was it a surprise when I just let it out?
No, it's actually if anybody read the monthly newsletter, they will know, but most people probably it'll be a surprise.
You know, you are seriously a writer because I haven't been getting on social or Facebook a whole lot, but I got on there one day this week, and I felt like you wrote a book about something.
I've been doing a lot of writing lately. I've been doing a lot of writing because one day I was sitting with myself, and I know like with this time of year with coming up with, the grieving dates and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
I noticed like my shift in the mood. And so, I always try and self-reflect to see like, how did I get here? Because I was just hyped up. I seen Rihanna and then it was just like, I'm sad. So I was just like, how did I get here? I processed what led me here. And then I also started focusing, what do I do that bring me joy? And I was just like, it's writing. So
Mm-hmm.
I had to get back in it because I'm like, we need to find the things that bring us joy because I'm always like, I don't have joy. I don't have joy. But I had to step back and be like, what does that look like? Like, what does that mean for me? What makes me happy and not happy when things are going well? Just happy in myself waking up every day. And
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, it's writing about things and it's expressing who I am. And recently, I had a session with a young lady, so it was interesting because I felt like, oh, this is how people feel when they sit with me. But she was just like, do the weird thing. She was like, you're supposed to do the weird thing. All of the things that people may look at you side eye that you feel different about. She's like, do the weird thing, say the weird thing. And since then, I have been just all of it, just super authentic.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because when I was reading, I was scrolling, but I was like, she wrote a book on here. Like you literally, I've been saying it
Yeah, I think I made
for a
like two
while.
posts that I wanted to go back and like reread because a lot of times I don't do a spell check or how it is, but I was like, this too long. So
You're just using the things that you have. Like, yeah, you like, but I think that's good though because I think that I told you or asked you, not told you. I think I asked you at one point where you was not having a good moment. Like you hadn't written in a while, and I was like, why don't you write? Because I feel like I knew that about you that writing
mm-hmm,
brings you joy and you enjoy it and it's an outlet, a way of expressing yourself. And I don't think at that moment you could really bring yourself to do it.
mm-hmm.
And now it's like every day
Yes,
you're writing
every
every
day I'm
day.
writing every day. Every
Yeah,
day.
yeah, yeah. Are you back journaling every day as well?
I am journaling every day as well. So what I did was this month for the sister circle, there's a theme stepping into power. So I made a calendar and did a Bible verse every day of how to step into your power. So I'm going every day and spending my time reading it. And then when I write, I'm pretty much like writing about that. And then when I'm journaling, it's like whatever might have happened in the day that might have triggered me.
Mm-hmm.
But in addition to me, writing about what I read.
I like that. That's good.
Because, and you know what else she said to me? Routines was very important. But she was just like, don't be where you are not flexible. And I thought about it like a routine really works for me to a degree. Um, the routine is great when I don't have to go to the employer. You know what I'm saying? Because
Mm-hmm.
honestly, my process when I am in the zone. Today, this was like a 6-hour process, no lie. And then I was tired and I went to sleep. So it's like when I get up in the mornings and I want to do certain things before I start work, I know I need to rest because I've exerted so much energy. So it's just like really that job, it really interferes with who I want to be. It does.
Well, I honestly, and I said this the other day to someone, I honestly don't believe that creatives are meant to work a sit down at a desk 9 to 5. Like it's just not going.
You have no idea how hard it is because I can't just sit at my desk and just do my loans or whatever. I need some music or something, and no matter what I'm listening to, it's like Spirit is always putting something in there. So I'm like making notes for me to go back to where it's just like, man, I wish I could just go down the rabbit hole now, because sometimes when I go back later, all of those emotions and thoughts that I have are not there.
It's I mean, we have to make a living, but it's like, how do we move away from this? And
I am really wanting to, like, what do I want to say? Prayer request for all of the creatives that are like me and function like this is like that we can make that living that we desire doing what we love.
Yeah. And I'm a believer that it can be done. I definitely believe it can be done. The good thing actually about your position that you do, though, it is a little different every day, and because you are like a numbers person, I think that is probably one of the things that keep you engaged.
Yes.
Is that part of it?
Yes. And my job to me is like, I like math. So I feel like all day I'm just doing one loan. It's like what do you call them, little problem solving things, like when it would be like Johnny had 5 apples.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's what I'm doing all day, and it'd be like, oh, okay. But
that's so funny that when we doing that type of math in school, you be thinking, why am I doing this type? When after a while, I was like, this is so stupid. But now it's coming back to your 50-year-old life in your job, and it's like, I learned this in first grade.
Yes, that's how I feel like when I'm underwriting a file. I am putting together pieces to solve a puzzle problem, whatever, however you want to word it.
Let me ask you this: speaking of school, would you have ever considered doing homeschool for your son?
No.
What are your views on like homeschool?
So I have an interesting thing that my niece is going to do homeschool here with me.
Wait, the second niece?
The youngest.
What? Are you serious?
Yes, I'm like, I just made that decision yesterday. Like I'm the mama.
Like you the mama, but wait a minute. Hold up.
Look at you all.
I gotta
look, y'all. Look.
We ain't talking about this because I'm like,
what they be doing? Is it this? Like now you getting? I don't know what it is. Like you getting the tea?
I'm getting the tea.
Yes. So for me,
you ain't gotta give me a long version. You give me that later off camera.
No, I was just gonna say, like, I didn't see me doing that, like with Jordan, even if it was a thing then, because I think with being a single mom and working so far, that I don't think that I would have been able to be as involved, because granted, I didn't work from home probably 15 years now. I don't know. It's been a very long time, but that shift didn't come until he was in 11th grade when I started working from home. So by then, and I think it was important for him and who he was to be out there. Like Jordan really is a people person.
I believe so. Yeah.
He really is. He ain't like me. Like I'm good. Like so
he talks to people.
Yeah. So he really for that.
So the socialization
yes. Okay. Yes. So I believe that depending on the child, That's how I look at it, because I think some children really need the socialization in a classroom, whereas some would be okay at home. Like, I think I would have been okay at home. This week, if anybody doesn't like know me on a personal level, my uncle passed away, and this is gonna kind of tie into it. And you know how I've always talked about, like, I don't haven't had cousins my age or whatever, but I realized, like, I had more cousins my age that I was with that I didn't even realize it, but it was just something about me that was different, because my cousin that Tiffany is closest to, her and I are only 2 years apart.
Mm.
And Tiffany went and like spent a day or two with them like a couple weeks ago or whatever. And I was just like, she how old? And it just made me think.
But do you feel like you kind of separated yourself from?
I don't think that I purposely separated myself. I just think that I've been grown for so long that I felt like they was little kids.
Yeah, yeah.
And so that's why I'm like, when I think of my youngest niece, and I feel like all of us have similarities and mirror each other, but I think my youngest niece has that type of personality where it's just like, I'm not pressed about going to school and making friends or whatever, because my sister's really concerned about that, the socializing part.
She's not shy though.
No. And that's why I was just like, she's not. And she is very spiritual at a young age. And when I say that, I am referencing that equally yoked. Like, she believes that who she needs to be in her life is going to be in her life, and she's happy with what she has now. So it's not like, some kids need that, or looking for validation, or need to belong, where I felt not necessarily that my son might have needed it, but I was a single mom. His dad wasn't really in his life. He didn't have a bunch of cousins his age. He the first grandchild. Like, he needed more of a community. Where she's looking at us like her community is established. She has her friends and stuff, so she's good. So where did that come from, though? You asking that?
I can't remember what we was talking about school.
Oh, she messaged me.
We was talking about how the math with the school, and it just made me. But again, you see how we spirit led, and I didn't know that was happening. But I agree with you. I think that my second child could have definitely been home. Now, she did homeschool for 8th grade. And now I look back and I wish that I would have done, well, kind of, 50-50. I wish that I could have done it like most of her schooling, but also because of the activities she's involved in, she wouldn't have really gotten that part with the high school stuff. But because she has a no nonsense mindset, especially now when it comes to people that's not good for her, or letting friends go, like, I think she socially would have been okay, because I believe the same thing like your youngest niece believed, that she believed the people who are supposed to be for her is going to like come to her. It's going to happen. And she okay with releasing those that are not. But I also think about kids that I know that are homeschooled. And I remember it was a young man that was homeschooled that played on my son's basketball team when he was I think it was elementary school, one of his AAU teams, and he was homeschooled. And that young man socially didn't like talk to any of the boys. He was very competitive in the sport, but when it came to like knick-knack and having fun with them, he was very standoffish. And so it kind of makes me wonder, like, maybe he should have probably been, homeschooled a little bit, because at what point is it better to homeschool in the beginning and then maybe go to school, let your child make the decision, or what? He was not social at all. He was actually very, very, very standoffish, where they stopped trying to play with him and was just like, whatever. And I wouldn't want my child to feel like that. But I do think that homeschooling would have been beneficial for her. in some
Yeah,
days.
I definitely think it just depends on the child as the individual. And in my mind, I don't know why this was where you were saying that. I'm like, sometimes people just be standoffish based on their environment in
Yeah,
general.
true.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's the
Yeah.
unfortunate thing that sometimes that's a learned characteristic.
Hmm. A learned characteristic to be standoffish.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't a you. People thought you were standoffish.
Yes,
Do you think it was a learned characteristic?
I think that I am standoffish in a way.
Okay.
Um, cause like don't, don't.
You know what other people be seeing? It's so funny. I don't be seeing it a lot. Not that you ain't never been standoffish with me, because even if you are, I just be like, lottie dottie.
Yes.
I just don't be getting in my feelings about somebody being standoffish. Because even if I have a
And
client that don't want to talk, I'd be like, I can sense that they not feeling that today.
yes, and that's what I was getting ready to say. I think with you pick up on the energy of it and don't take it personal.
Yeah.
Where the other people were taking it personal because, my dad is like that, where it's just like,
Yes.
I I'm good.
Yeah. 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 Like I told you, we done been friends over 30 years, and my only conversation with your daddy has been, hello,
Yes.
goodbye.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, you'll talk to my daddy full conversation.
Yes.
But I was never scared of Banks. I just knew he wasn't a talker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
Whereas my mother,
we be laughing and cackling,
yes,
for hours. Me and your mama could, just be
but
like, whatever.
let me tell you a story. When we were at the visitation, my auntie was like, "Did I text you this about how she was just like she was scared?
No.
She was ready to leave, but she was scared to
Oh,
say
yes.
something."
And she was scared to tell your daddy. That's so funny.
Was,
what did she think he was going to put over his lap and whoop her?
girl,
that's what I'm like. What?
And I be like, that's where your mind goes. That's what you and Tiffany are to say. Well, we like, shoot, he might.
Because I'm like, y'all scared of him. And I'm like, what do y'all think he gonna do?
I mean, he might.
The most he can do is cuss you out, and I just take the cussing out and keep going. Like, I'm still ready to go.
I will be crying in a corner if my daddy cussed me out.
Are you serious?
Yes. Oh my God, I would be so heartbreaking.
That's so funny. Has he ever cussed you out before?
No, but he's giving me the silent treatment, which was worse than being cursed out. My mom cursed me out, but that was just like a girl.
Yeah, so with her it was like whatever. But I remember him giving you the silent treatment, and you was very, very distraught about that because you was not used to that. But yeah, yo, I wonder how Banks was in school.
And I just looked at her and I was just like, girl, you better get over it because we are.
She told you she was scared?
Yes. Because I be the like middleman because everybody know like me and my dad is the same. Like I can probably pick up on his emotions and how to interpret it. And I was just like, that's not happening. I'm like, so you better go outside and smoke your little cigarette and do what you got to do because we about to be here for the whole 4 hours, sis.
That's so funny.
Yeah, so she was like, okay, it's 6:30. We got about 30 more minutes.
Oh my God, that is so funny. Like, you ever asked him? Well, I guess you can imagine that he probably was similar to you in school, to how you were.
And I don't know much, but I do know one story that it shocks me on the person who my dad is today. But I think that this made him into the person he is now because he was just like he got bullied. But he has a huge family. They go white butterfly. And so which they're girls. They jumped the boy.
That bullied him?
And my dad said he never seen him again after that. But he was just like, after that, I took it like personally, like after that incident, it gave him the confidence that he needed to become this person like,
really?
I can take care of stuff. Yeah, he said he never seen him again.
They jumped him and that boy was good. He left the school. them aunties must have tore his butt up.
His cousins, yes.
But you know what? I feel like this. We all over the place with the conversation today, but I feel like that's what be needed though with family, like because we were bullied in school, elementary. I remember especially, and then middle school. I wasn't bullied when we got to high school because high school. I think our high school we went to together. We probably had different experiences, but they was more like family than you know. We bullied other. I was a bully at that high school. Let me say that.
I had experiences of being bullied there.
Yeah, but our bullying was more so we. I don't. You know what? Let me not say how I made other people feel because we used to drag people down the hall. Did I tell you this? You would have been so disappointed.
Did she just say drag people down the hall?
We did drag people down the hall as a joke. But yeah, it was.
I did not have the best experiences there. Yeah, I mean, when I first started there, because my one friend was like my neighbor who I had known my whole life, and she was a senior. So it was a small school, so it's not that I didn't get to know people in my class, but I remember like I would sit with her, but then it was just like, they used to call me neck because my neck was so, I was skinny then. Yeah. And my neck appeared longer than now. I'm just like, I didn't grew into it, I guess. And I got braces because a boy used to tease me all the time in class. That school? Yes. Really? And then I had one girl who used to always be like, she was about to beat me up. I remember one time.
Who that girl?
Tashina Dolphin.
Tashina! What?
And I remember when we became friends on Facebook, I was just like, do you remember how you used to bully me?
You asked her? She was a bully though. She thought
that I told her one of her secrets, but I didn't tell a secret. I'm a secret keeper.
She thought she told you that? Did she?
No, I knew that back then. Yeah, okay. Because I just knew things. But I knew she thought that I was the mole, but it wasn't. It was somebody else. So she started treating me differently. But anyway, I'll never forget. We was at a football game. Did I put her whole name out there on blast on the podcast?
First and last, yes.
Don't y'all go for it. But look, I was at a football game or whatever it was, and I remember walking to the restroom, and I was with Chantel, who didn't even go to the school. She was there for her brother. May he rest in peace. Mm-hmm. We was leaving, coming back, and I remember two other girls had went to the elementary school with us, was walking past, was just like, I thought that what's she doing walking past? Because I thought that Tashina was about to go in there and beat her up. Like, I thought that they was about to be in there fighting. And I remember hearing that, but I kept walking like I didn't hear anything. And I was just like,
wow.
Yep.
Wow. Would you, even though I don't think we knew much about homeschool back then, you would have wanted to be homeschooled?
I don't really, I don't know. Honestly, like that was very traumatic for me. And I remember like reaching out to like upperclassmen and other people that I knew to try and just, get through it because I was scared. I ain't gonna even lie, make it seem like I wasn't scared. I was scared. Like the only person I've been fighting with in my life is my cousins. And we just get over it and move on. You know what I'm saying? But to fight like I need to fight like I need to fucking kill you, this is a different level.
Yeah. Yeah.
You fight your cousins. You ain't really, I mean, you are, but you know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to make you bleed.
Yeah.
I need to make her bleed to know not to mess with me no more.
Yes. Wow. That's crazy.
And then I remember like my, and I guess this is what turned me into, it's funny how life be, who I am now, where it's just like, I ain't gonna back down now. But I remember this girl, she hit me, and I remember running, crying, and my daddy was just like,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
So after that, so I'm assuming that's probably what, like his cousins probably took care of it, but then it came to him like, you ain't doing this no more. So after that, I was just like, Oh no. Mm-mm.
Yeah,
We
I used to back down like that, being scared of bullies and avoiding confrontation, and I, now
it's just like, where do bullies come from? Like, what causes them to be bullies?
insecure.
Oh,
I
that
think
makes
it's an
sense.
insecurity.
Oh, it made me think of the book Tina Knows. Did you ever
Mhm,
finish it? It makes me think
mhm.
of Beyonce's when she gave it to them. Like, it's just a jealousy type of thing.
Yeah, she was. It's a jealousy type thing, but I also feel like if it's not a jealousy thing, I feel like it's a cover up of some other insecurity in their life. I can say my senior year when I was super close to all my friends and we called ourselves the family, and we used to, drag. I felt like, oh, I'm finally a part of something
And
because I've been the insecure little friend that stand to the background and everything for so long that now, I'm doing something fun that, that was my insecurity. It wasn't a jealousy. Mine was more so, um, and I also believe that because I was the pastor's daughter and I was bullied for that, like in elementary school, my mother dressed me and my sister like we was twins, and we were not. We dressed the same, I believe, almost until maybe seventh grade, eighth grade. Yeah, she bought us things alike. Yeah, maybe six. Maybe I went too
but
far. I
that's
don't know.
still a very long.
She dressed us like we were twins. And I'm not saying just clothes. It was coats, shoes, everything. She dressed up like us like we were twins. So, and then we were the preacher's kids and we wasn't allowed to do anything. We wasn't allowed to go to school dances and, you know, any extracurricular, we didn't participate in anything. So you got to think when I got to the high school where everybody was participating in things, I was finally allowed only because they wanted me to go to that school because they knew another student that went there that was like a 4.0 student. They were friends with the parent. They only allowed me to do things because of him. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because they trusted his family. So I was finally able to do some stuff. So it was like me coming out of this shell to, be allowed to go to a game or go to a homecoming. I was never allowed to do that in my middle school. And they always had like little dollar movies that you could go see a movie on, every other Friday or something. They had school dances. That we had to go home. It was so bad that even in elementary school, I remember when kids would go outside to the playground to play, we were not allowed. I don't ever remember. I probably could count on my hands how many times I went outside on that playground because it was a winter time. My mother wrote a note for us to stay, and we had to sit in the auditorium when people went for recess because she didn't want us to. Her thing was care about us not getting sick. The kids need to play, so we would just be sitting in there, because we. So you got to think it was more of a. I'm finally able to have some freedom, which is why I don't agree with people being strict on their kids because that was a form of strictness. Um, Even though I don't feel like I lived a completely sheltered childhood, there were parts of my life that was very sheltered. So then when I got to high school and I was able to do something, I got buck wild.
I agree
You
with
know?
that strictness. That's why I have definitely parented outside of the box with my son.
Yeah.
He's so free. But
Mine too, because remember I told you the other day.
yes, because my
Yeah.
parents were very strict with me. Like
Mm-hmm.
when I went to elementary school, and I think because that was definitely family oriented, it was just like the best experience ever. So going to a dance there was different than like going to homecoming or stuff. I think I went to one homecoming in my entire high
Wow.
school,
Wow.
and I didn't go to prom or anything, but my parents were very strict. Like I'm still waiting to have a conversation that it's okay for me to date.
And you got a whole grown
Yeah,
child.
I just had to bring a baby home.
Yeah. But that's why I don't agree with people being strict.
And then not and you
go
know the
ahead.
extra layer was because you all were a year older than me. And
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, that wasn't my fault that y'all decided to do this.
Yeah.
So why didn't you leave me
In your
in
grade.
my grade
Yeah.
so I could do what they was doing?
Yeah.
But like now looking back, that was just an excuse. But I can see, and that's probably where I get it from with my overprotectiveness. That was my mom, and I get it. Like, I'm her baby. She didn't, and I know like that's where I get it from, which I didn't realize really till right now. I'm connecting so many dots,
Mm-hmm. I
but
think we overprotective but not strict.
yes,
And I think there's a difference. People need to understand it's not, even when you are not strict, it's not like you just be like whatever, go and do whatever. We're still overprotective, but we don't really be like no.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So me thinking back on how we're not allowed to do, so when I get to this school that's small and they're like, yeah, you can go, I'm like, I can, and then everybody was so close and it was friends and we just having fun. It was like mine wasn't an insecurity, it was more of a, I'm about to have the fun that
That you've been wanting,
I've
yeah,
been wanting to have.
yeah. You got your community.
Our whole community was the church. Everything we did was fun with our cousins at church. Because we'd be in church all day. We'd be there on Wednesday. Most time if it was a revival, them used to go on a whole week. And then on a weekend, we had choir rehearsal on Saturday. Then we would leave choir rehearsal, go to Belle Isle, all of us, because our church had a baseball team. That was like the highlight of my summers, was the church picnic and the baseball games. That was the fun, which I don't believe it was the um healthiest fun, because you don't learn any like life skills outside of dealing with the people you've been dealing with for your entire life. Like, you have to have some type of experience outside of just family. And while I love my family, I love y'all. you know we fought, like you was like, you ain't never had no fight outside of cousins. Same with me. I ain't never had no well, I did have an experience when I moved in Canada for a minute, but um like some fights, man. You to my church picnic, we'll be all off at the wooden toys at Belle Isle fighting. They ain't never known nothing. We'll be all, they will make up the next day. It just,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
but I don't think that taught me how to defend myself with other people outside of them. I wasn't never scared of my cousins.
Right. That's exactly what I'm saying. So it hit different where it's just like whatever.
Yeah, I wasn't never scared of none of them. We'll bump shoulders like, come on, let's go in a minute. Mm-hmm. I was never scared of them. I grew up with them. So it's like, I know you. Yes. We gonna roll in this dirt, and yes, I was never scared of them. But you get a person that bully you outside of your family. That's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother experience. And it's funny because I got a large family and a bunch of men, male cousins, but I never was the one to call, even when I got divorced and things happened to me, I never was one to call my cousins up like, come get this thing. When I know I could have, but I never did. Is this something that I regret over my dating years? A little bit, because there was, I think my sister told me this, a man who told her that we get treated the way we do a lot of times because we ain't got no brothers or no men backing us up. And I was like, that's very interesting to me. Like, do I think that women with brothers don't get dogged? Not particularly. I think they still probably get treated in a way, but that man probably would second guess if she got some brothers that's gonna come kick his ass. And I never ever called my cousins. So to this day, they super friendly with all my exes. They like, hey, what's up, dude? What's up, man? You know what? Hey, because they don't really ever know like a full story. You know, I never called one of them. I never even thought to call any of them to say, I need you to come take care of something for me. Never. Mm-mm.
I plead the fifth.
You did. Your cousins took care of some stuff for you. I wish.
Not even a cousin.
Oh. See, no, I never. I don't know why I just always thought I need to handle it myself. Let me handle it myself. And I think a turning point for me with that was my even though I still never called nobody, I remember my one cousin drove here from Memphis in like 8 hours. He was flying to come beat up his mama boyfriend.
I'm gonna tell you one thing about me is, and we already know I'm a crier, but if I cry because a human then did something, and there's certain people in my life that know that this is what's happening, yeah, beware.
See, I think I'm that person that people can call because I've been called and I'm like, let's go. I've never called anybody else. I remember, I don't know if I ever told you about this. A previous friend of ours that
Yes, the hotel. I think
yes, and I and picked me up in like 5 minutes. It felt like 5 minutes. I jumped in the car. I feel like while it was rolling, and we rolled up. I've always been a person that people call. Like, what you need me to do? But I ain't never called nobody. Never. I mean, I only called you to tell you what was going on so you could come find me if needed.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I've never, all the men cousins I have never, and they ain't like they wouldn't, you know, they'll straight come. I know they would because I've seen them do it for other people. I just, cuss the teacher out or anything. I ain't never, never. But no, that being strict to me, maybe that's why I just am so adamant about parents not being so strict because I know and mine wasn't even a big that wasn't a big deal that I wasn't allowed to go to a dance in middle school and this and that or I couldn't go to recess. And then when I got to high school, it was like I was busting out of my shell. Thank God when I got to high school that I was allowed to do it because I could have waited until after it was like, oh, I'm really about to have fun. I think I still have fun, but
yeah, I get it. I get it.
But
yeah,
I just
you was able to pace yourself a little bit.
I was
more.
able to pace myself with my funness, and when I look at my children, I think I'm kind of like you with this because I know you do not care about what people think about how you raise your son.
Oh, I absolutely do not care at all. I give zero.
You've never cared?
Never.
Yeah.
Never. I honestly think
nothing was ever for an appearance because families be about appearance.
Yeah, I remember like even with my mom, and you know me, like the parent pleaser, like I'm in my place when they be like stay in a child's place. But I remember telling her, you're not about to tell me about my son.
Yeah. Yeah. How'd she take that?
She was pissed. But she respected it because she knew when I said it wasn't like a non-negotiable. This was a statement. Like this was for informational purposes only. Like stay in your lane with me and Tiffany, but this lane right here is mine.
Yeah, and that's how I feel. I don't care about how people think I raise my kids.
And then I remember, I don't know if I ever told you this, like my mom used to try and ask Jordan questions about what was going on.
You told me that.
How he would be like, yeah, no.
You need to ask my mama. Yeah.
But yeah, I was.
Yeah. Yeah. Because we probably come from a little judgmental families, so I'm sure a lot had to be said in behind.
Oh, I know it's still being said about me present day.
Really,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure.
he grown.
Yeah. But people feel like certain things should be done regardless of the age. Is they have those expectations, like how it should look in their mind.
And see, I'm not about performing for people,
Yeah.
and I agree with you on that. Like you do things how you feel or believe it should be done as best for you.
Yes.
Appearances has been a major thing that I have an issue with, as relates to just family. I'm, we it was always don't tell people your business, and I knew the meaning behind it was mostly because you have to appear like everything, which is what I brought into a whole marriage, making it appear like everything was great when it was never
Wasn't.
great. It was never great. But I was very good at appearances. So I am adamant now, um, with my children, that I don't want them to live under the guise of you got to appear to be okay.
Right. And it's like you ain't got to go out here and tell your business.
Yeah.
But you ain't got to fake the funk either. You can be authentic and still use discretion.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Like my one child that's very similar to you. I know that people were like, she probably disrespectful or something like that. Whereas that I kind of understand even more clearer now, probably because of my friendship with you on certain things. Like she be want to have a conversation. Can we talk about, can we talk? Because she understand things like you do. Like yesterday, you sent me that we were texting and you sent me that one thing, and I was like, oh, my family got a name of that too. You was like, oh, that is not even what I was thinking when I sent that, and I'm like, I understand that sometimes she understands something completely different from how it's meant, so it has to be explained in a way because and don't come off as just immediately I'm about to whoop your butt because you understood it.
It's just literally that we process it differently. That made me think of how I told you about the situation at work.
Yeah. So I, because I know that now, I don't immediately my first thought. Now some stuff can be disrespectful, and I know
because it's a fine line.
It's a fine line, but I tune in, and I think I'm pretty good at tuning into. Oh, you just don't understand what I'm saying. Let me explain it to you Let me explain it to another way, and then it's like, oh, I understand now. I'm like, yeah. So it's a fine line, and when you have a child that's neurodivergent, you gotta, and a lot of people who don't tune into that, they gonna probably think their child is bad, and that's not it. Like sometimes
they're curious sometimes,
yeah,
and their understanding is different. So it's just like, wait a minute, this ain't this don't make no sense to me. Like I'm trying to understand it. Like
it's I'm. Let me tune into what you're saying. But I want mine to have experiences and understand, because I think experience is the best teacher for your life skills.
I agree. I agree.
And
I got all this from experience.
And the people you surround yourself with. I don't surround myself with people pleasers no more. I don't surround myself with people who are not open to like continuous learning.
I noticed like how my circle has really shifted. Now, don't get me wrong, a lot of my I was about to be like my main characters. A lot of my supporting actors and actresses.
We was about to say a lot of my main characters,
but
I'm cracking up.
my circle is still the same, but I know like some people who I would talk to every now and then are not like in my circle anymore. And before I used to sit and wonder, feel a certain way, I was still reaching out, but then I was just like stepping back, like, oh, I get it now. I'm evolving and I look a little different. So certain things in my life are evolving and looking different and the shift. And I always think back to what you said, where you were just like, I don't know if this is how you said it, but it was just like me being hidden, so to speak. You know, like I have this veil.
Yeah.
So it's not like God not gonna put me with just anybody.
Yes. Yeah.
And now I'm realizing that, like, oh, this served the purpose. I learned the lesson. So now I have this protection over me. And not saying that ain't nothing gonna happen, because life is continuous learning and going through the journey, and I'm gonna have
but that season
situations,
is over.
but that season is over.
That season is over.
And I'm just like, it just took me like really within these last 2 months to be like, okay, I get it. I don't have to force it or wonder what's what. That's over, and we really are coming on the close.
I'll say this as we close on with that. Like, everybody's lessons be different. I feel like my experiences I've had and the people I've had in my life, I had to have for me to come to full circle where I am now, because I wasn't going to get it, the same way you did. I had to have the people pleasing spirit for me to actually learn how to be who I am now fully. So you didn't have to have those same experiences, I think is what I said. I was like, you didn't need that, because it was very different. So I think that people really need to realize, because a lot of people be thinking, oh, me and you just alike. Not talking about me, I'm just talking about in general. They'll say we just alike to somebody else, and you're not. You're not. You have your own story. You have your own experiences. I don't think that any two people are just alike. That could be me. I don't think that.
I don't think that either. I think we can have some similar interests.
Yeah, but I don't think that we're just alike with anybody at all. So once you realize who you are and who you coming to, who you're supposed to be, that's when you realize, oh, okay, my lessons is being learned. So yeah, but thank you for the conversation, friend.
Of course.
We was all over the place.
Yes.
Starting from my fumbleness.
Yes, we were. Hope you enjoyed it.
Our girl chat.
Yes.
Listen, we want y'all to like, listen, subscribe, share. Tell us what you think about any number of the topics that we discussed today. From fumbling your words because your energy is a little off, to if you were a bully. I want to know if somebody was a bully.
Where the bullies at?
Like, and if you were a bully, like, be honest, like, where you think your bulliness came from? Why were you a bully? I want to know that. So y'all tell us in the comments what y'all think. We'll see y'all next week.